In this video, we'll be going through how you determine your risk amount. So firstly, we use this checklist method for trade sizing. I personally find it the best part of trading this system. In fact, it's so idiot-proof that you can basically learn to trade as long as you're able to fill in a form. Now to get the checklist, you have to first go to fxmasterclass.com to download it. Now, once you have downloaded the file, open it and you should see this right here. This is the checklist that you'll be using for the trading in this system. As I go through it step by step, you'll realize how simple it is to use. Firstly, based on your own fundamental analysis, fill in the date, the most bullish pair, and the most bearish pair to get the pair that you are going to trade. By now, you should also have decided on the direction that you are going to take, so fill that in too. The next thing to check is if there is any news due to be released within 24 hours. Now if there's any data releases within this time, you shouldn't be trading this pair. Next, you look at the subsequent 24 hours after your first day on the Forex calendar schedule. This won't actually affect whether you will be taking the trade or not, but it will remind you to keep watch of the data releases that are about to happen in the case that your trade is still ongoing. The last thing to check before we determine the size of the trade is to ensure that the risk-reward ratio is more than 1:1. Now if your answer to this is yes, then you can proceed on to the next step. The next step here is where your technical analysis is going to come into the picture. Run through this checklist and answer the following questions. If you have watched the videos on technical analysis, you should understand what these are referring to. Firstly, is price bouncing off a major support or resistance level? A whole number? A pivot point? Or is it bouncing off the Fibonacci? If it is, circle the score next to it. Next, look at the stochastics and determine if it is overbought or oversold. If you are going short, you will need to ensure that it's overbought, and if you're going long on the pair, check to make sure that it's currently oversold. Continuing on with the stochastics, look for divergence, or what we termed as slowing momentum in the previous video, and circle the score if it is present. Lastly, we need to observe the kinds of candlesticks that are present, so look to see if there are dojis and what kind of dojis there are. Circle all the scores for the items that you are able to identify on the charts, and then sum the score. This will give you an indication of the strength of the trade. We'll then compare it on the chart below, and then find the corresponding risk percentage. In this case, since the score we have tabulated is 5, the amount to risk would be 1%. Finally, it is a good habit to take notes on the trade, such as the fundamental reasons that you are actually taking this trade. Now once you have finished filling in the checklist as I have shown you earlier, you would have a score at the end of it, and as the checklist will indicate, that is the amount that you will end up risking. So for example, in the checklist from above, you will risk a total of 2% since you have a score of 8. Now that you know your risk percentage, it's time to calculate how much that actually means in terms of units, as this will be the amount that you will input into your trading software. Now this is simple, just click here and it'll bring you to an online calculator. Using the Baby Peeps calculator is easy. Just start by selecting your account currency, input your account current balance, and then input the risk percentage that you have actually calculated using the checklist method. You should also have your stop loss that you have identified from before, so also key that in and choose the currency that you wish to trade, and then click calculate. Now that I have calculated the amount in micro lots, you have to convert it into standard lots in order to input it into the order panel of MT4. So in this case, just divide the number by 100 and there you have it, the number of units that you will input into MetaTrader 4. Thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next video.